Right. I'm so old.
You're old.
Yeah, I did have my. Oh no, you're older.
I'm older. I'm very old.
This is the first in real life podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because all the ones we did were in online.
Yeah.
Should we intro the video, or is that just we just start?
I think at this point I don't need any introduction. I come here so often on the channel.
This is a bonus video, so.
Is it?
Yeah, it's gonna be like a
In between.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a bonus video because Christmas, even though we don't celebrate it. Okay.
So
Hello.
It's like a little series going on now.
It's kind of like I have called it kind of the Christmas series,
Okay.
but we don't celebrate it. It's more of just like marketing.
Nice.
Okay. Hello guys. How are we doing? You wanna do my intro?
No.
Okay.
I don't like doing podcasts. I'm not chatting. So for me, it's
That
really
is fair.
tough.
So the idea started from when we used to game, right? So
Yeah.
like, I think every male group
Mhm.
who games, they just think if we started a podcast, it would be sick. Or if we started a channel together, that would be sick.
Yeah.
Right? It started off from that. And during COVID, I watched back some of I don't watch them back, but I just look at sometimes the thumbnails and stuff. And I'm just like,
Those were some poor videos.
why did people watch that?
Those were such bad
the thing
videos.
is, those videos still, all of them had at least like 100 views.
Yeah.
On average, they had like 70, 80 views. So it's like, I don't know how, but
I don't know why people watch that. Like, it's just us two talking
rubbish.
like absolute bullshit.
But some people are into that. So right now, some people are going to sit through the whole 15, 20 minutes with their food and they're going to be like, this is the best video of
If that's what people do, then big respect. Like if you're actually spending 25 minutes of your life watching us two, it's kind of crazy.
So this is a bonus video, especially for the OGs. How do you say it? Like older audience.
Oh, Jesus.
So the people who have followed us since the beginning, you would have known that this was a combined channel, and then he got fired. No, he just left. He didn't want to be here and just didn't like me. And that's when I took over. And I thought it would be nice to just, after what has been like 34 weeks of me constantly uploading every single week.
Has always only
This
been
is
34 weeks.
so this week. So my last video that I posted yesterday, that was my 35th video in a row.
You were
Not including bonuses videos. Like I had sometimes behind the scenes, or sometimes I put it 2.
That's crazy.
So that's 35.
That's
which
insane.
it does feel like time has flown by, but at the same time, I know how stressful it has been every single week. So
I could never.
I know.
I could never.
I know that's.
I don't have the same amount of passion for YouTube as I do.
But yeah, I thought it would be fun to just like sit down for a couple of minutes, especially for the people who used to watch us before, who initially started watching us. I mean, most of them are like our friends, right, who do know us. It would be nice to kind of just sit down and catch up to see what's up and how we're doing, right? So, how have you been?
I've been okay.
Yeah,
I've been better.
you've been better?
I've been better, but it's not the worst. It's not the worst.
This shooting area right here, you've had some terrible memories here, haven't you? With the eggs.
No.
And the whipped cream.
And the whipped cream.
I thought I'd do the video.
I think the worst part about watching that video was like how we just went about and how we looked after the.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit! How can I look uglier?
Yeah, exactly. Like it's weird seeing other YouTubers do it, and you just look through the screen and you're just like, oh, that looks cool. I can do that. But then when you do it, and it's like, oh, this is actually on me in real life.
Yeah.
And now after shooting the video, I now have to shower. By the way, I had the clothes and I still can't get rid of the smell from those things, from the whipped cream. So when you said that the whipped cream is cheap as shit, I thought you were joking.
No.
And then now that I can't get rid of the smell, it's more just like, yeah, maybe he was right.
It was really bad. The way it smelled already, like if you put it on a cake, it's gone. It's gone. You wouldn't want to eat it anymore. We had that on our faces.
It was funny, but I had a lot of fun shooting that video.
Yeah, that's a pretty fun video. What is like your most favorite video? Like doesn't
like
matter how
filmed
many,
or what?
No, just like filmed. Like it doesn't matter how many views it got, but like
I think it
what
would
had the most fun.
Like one of them was definitely Omegle because of how many interactions I got.
Yeah.
But the other one that was like the recent one where you decided my day. I don't know why. I just had a lot of fun going out. Like I know it was like stupid challenges and stuff like that. I would have enjoyed it a lot more, obviously, if I didn't have uni and stuff. But because at the back of my mind, I was always stressed, and you kind of have to maneuver your video around that. But in terms of filming, it didn't get as many views. It got like a combine of 100 total.
I told you it's because of the copyright. You gotta stop using copyrighted music.
I know, it's just like non-copyrighted music is just ass and takes the good music. Like if you want to find non-copyrighted one, it takes time to find. And I most of the time am editing a day before or 5 hours before uploading. So it's like, and plus like I like using those types of music because I feel like sometimes I use Indian music, sometimes I use Italian music from your playlist, and sometimes I use English music. So it's like people know this kind of stuff, and I feel like then it just becomes more fun, even though it does get copyrighted and it is a pain in the ass to not get as many views. But at the same time, if I had to choose, definitely that would be like a video, because all the reactions you saw and everything, I didn't pre-watch anything. Like I genuinely, when I was going to bed that night, I was like, I don't want to shoot this video, and I was like, you know what, I'll just sack it off. I don't want to, I'll just do some reaction video or something. But then I knew that like I have to do it because that's gonna, first of all, make content, and second of all, it's just gonna put me out of my comfort zone. And I'm glad I did, because every single thing, you know, there was like a lot of things, from shaving off my beard to filming in public by myself. It was just a lot of things that I had to do that I never would have done if it wasn't because of a concept of a video. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I didn't give you any tasks to do inside your apartment, because like that would have been fun, but they would have been like, oh, you do this every day.
I do this every week.
You could have. I was even thinking of giving you more tasks to do outside, but I was like, you know, it's gonna be over budget maybe, or it would just take too much time. So I was like, you know, it was a good amount of like tasks to do, and then maybe I should have given you more food to eat, but I didn't think about it.
That's another thing that like a lot of times you just don't think that, like, you know, I'm just like a small channel with like 140 subscribers and stuff. But at the same time, if you want to stand out, you also got to make those types of videos which make you stand out, which most of the time do require you spending money and spending a lot of time on it. I feel like the expectations day by day are going like higher and higher. So that's why, in my opinion, it's going to become more and more harder to become successful and popular off of YouTube, because people are coming up with new content. Like you see Mr. Beast or YouTubers like that who are just doing ridiculous stuff, and then you're just creating a new channel and you're like, well, what the fuck do I do? How do I compete with that? Because people are more likely going to watch that than some random Indian guy blabber on around with another of his Indian friend. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it, even though it is very stressful. I wanted to ask you this: do you like miss filming, or whenever we used to do like random ass videos like that or skits? Do you like miss anything about it, or do you like it was more of you just like, nah, it wasn't?
I think the reason why I would even partake is that just wanted to do something that I never have done before. Yeah. So it's something like, you know, let's try something new out. Maybe if you like, if you don't. It works out. Yeah. Yeah. It turns out, after how many videos did we film?
We recorded 20 videos. Most of them were podcasts, or we had special guests. Most of the time it was just us blabbering around, and people actually enjoyed that. We got up to 78 subscribers with that. And you said which one was your favorite?
The Suits video that was filmed in the summer. I think also with Milan as well coming in.
That was jokes.
That made it pretty fun.
Yeah.
Even though we were pretty much just planning to just have fun when he was here. Yeah, and then that was pretty fun.
It was not like a video we had like planned. It was more of like okay guys, wear a suit tomorrow, we have these activities, just gonna record it. And it's just like boys being boys. It wasn't not like oh, there's a camera on me and I feel pressure to do like entertainment. I'm just there like chilling.
I think that was the difference between like us doing it and then you doing it now. It's like, it's no longer, I mean, it's the way I see it, it's no longer, you know, you're going out having fun with friends, but you're actually doing it seriously and trying to do it professionally now. So and that's probably the difference.
But it's also even tougher, like as you said, I think you brought it up, that it is tougher to make content alone than with people.
It really is.
Because you just have to come up with ideas, or not even just ideas, you have to adjust your camera work according to that, because then you just have this one tripod that you can use. And you can't do as much movement, or like do place, or like you want to get a shot. Okay, you have to leave your tripod on the side of the street, walk past it, and then. So it was funny when I was filming the transitions in the You Controlling My Life. So funny. I was just walking around with my camera, set it up. I got so many looks that when I would just walk past, and then immediately come back to get my camera because people are just like, what is this guy in a mustache
But
doing?
you know what? I think that was my favorite. I even like as soon as I saw that video, I even texted you that was pretty much production wise. That was the best video you've done ever. Because it was just like normally when you started out, your videos were a bit too static. You were like it wasn't like I would find it really hard to like just look at the screen and watch your video without being distracted. But when you started like pushing the pace a little bit, or changing angles, doing transitions, then I was like, you know. I didn't take like I didn't even know the video finished when I was watching it.
So that was like that's an advice that I got from him that that I appreciate when because he's one of the only people who actually like positively criticizes. How do you say that?
It is a word I can't.
Yeah, I know there's a word for it. Like positively criticizes my videos, and that's constructive. Yeah. And then I appreciate that when people do that because at the end of the day, the whole point is to grow the channel, right? It's not just put whatever for the sake of whatever out there. So that's the only thing you missed, just planning. So you prefer to be in the background rather than in the front. Yeah. That's fair.
I don't like being in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I just don't. I always like to be behind the scenes. That's the most fun part I have. Even if you like give me like videos to plan, like that's like the most fun I would have. Because then
you can plan out every single detail. Yeah. As a solo channel, you have to do all of that on top of like creating camera angles, creating the sets and whatever.
I think the most important aspect like of doing YouTube is editing.
Yeah.
Like no matter how shit your video is, if you edit it well, like you could definitely get like some eyes on it.
Yeah, of course.
And that's something that like you have to learn over time. It doesn't come.
Right now, the main thing is that people's attention span is getting smaller and smaller. Yeah. So you just legit need a cut every like second pretty much because people's brains are like so washed after TikTok, Reels, YouTube Shorts now that people can't look at a video for more than 5 seconds. Yeah. And it's just crazy now that you have to adjust your videos. That some people like be like 10-minute video, that's too long. I'd rather watch a two-minute TikTok. Yeah. Bro, TikTok now allows like 5-minute videos, 10-minute videos. What is it? So now you can even watch like whole ass videos on TikTok when you're on your phone. Quickly, just open your phone, close it, and it's like scary because the attention span is getting like smaller and smaller.
Yeah. But to be honest, it's never been easier to create videos. Yeah. As of right now, like it's so easy to make content. Like even if you want like. If you don't want to be creating video, you can always use those AI generated tools. Yeah. And like
just steal other people's content.
I saw a video yesterday that like there's a website that you just type in text and it makes the whole video for you, like ready to post. I'm like, do you know how many people would be using this on TikTok? And like actually maybe even make money off it.
That's another thing I wanted to talk about today, like AI. Since the last time we made podcasts and videos in general, it's just this whole year has been fully just AI like generated. Like okay, AI has been developing so quick, and since we both are doing the same degree in terms of like engineering, it's kind of scary to see because I was talking to a friend about this, and she said that like global warming, it's an issue. You can explain it to people in like simple terms, right? Yeah. How do you explain AI, deep fakes, and all of that to a regular person who doesn't understand and how like dangerous it can be?
Yeah. I think people think of AI as something like magic, but there's so much goes on behind the scenes of how it actually works, and it's crazy of how capable it is now. Yeah. In like it's been only a year. Yeah. Since people have been people have been going on AI since a decade now, over a decade, but now it's like everyone thinks of the word AI and thinks that they can put it anywhere and it's like
just do magic, whatever.
But it's a lot more complicated than that. Plus, I think it will become such a big industry now.
Yeah, like it's quite scary.
It's gonna be everywhere.
It's very intimidating, and it's just like
I think the thing that scares me the most is the way the deepfake stuff.
It's horrible.
Like it's literally like I've seen videos of people just say stuff. I'm like, no way, this celebrity actually said that. It turns out it's AI generated.
I saw holy shit. Like this bodybuilder Arnold. I'm not gonna say his surname.
Who's Arnold, bro? Who's Arnold?
Arnold who? In a video, he said, if you don't get big muscles within 10 days of working out, start using anabolic steroids. And obviously that was like deep fake, but it's okay, that's like for fun and for jokes. But there are so many of like actors, actresses, YouTubers, and like people can genuinely use that with such like malicious intent. And I've even heard cases that like some people are generating AI stuff of the woman doing stuff, or AI of them naked or something, and like they'd threaten them with money, and like, okay, you have to pay us or we're leaking this, even though it's not them. How do you prove that something is AI or not? And this like, it's so scary because there's no like governor or anything who like sets regulations. Okay, until this point we can develop AI.
I think that'll come. That comes very soon.
That is so bad because now people are just developing whatever they want with no boundaries, and they're just like, who's gonna stop us? There's no law. I can just do whatever I want. If there's a geek who just sits on his computer, generates it, bro, he can do whatever. It's like, it's not illegal. I'm just on my laptop.
No.
You can just legit open your laptop in your terminal and you're just like, well, there's my AI.
No, you're right.
But yeah, in general, with us, we understand it still a bit more because we're in that industry. But like, how do you explain it to like my dad? That there's this thing where if you just put in someone's name, it'll just generate a naked photo of that person. How do you explain that? Within 2 seconds, it'll just, or like that there's this thing where you just type in your maths exam and it just gives you all the answers.
But I think we'll grow to be smarter with it now. I mean, the older generation won't get it, but now the younger generation, since they are growing up with AI, then it's going to be everywhere. It's going to be literally everywhere.
I just hope it doesn't get like, I mean, it will get taken advantage of. That's the thing with people, that like if you give them something really good, people will maliciously use it for their own benefit and stuff like that.
What if it even goes right? What if like nothing too bad happens, but it takes all the menial jobs? What does that mean for the economy?
I mean,
if it just takes the jobs that don't require that much intelligence, like picking up packages or like delivering packages or stuff like that.
The rich get richer, obviously, but like the people in the lower class or like lower middle class will struggle for jobs, because at that point, if you're not educated, you can't, like, the only thing that'll be left for you are going to be like the physical and manual labor, right? Like building and construction, something like that. I don't know, like mechanic, right?
Even that,
to be fair.
Already it's getting...
Yeah, it is quite scary. Like right now, this year was the first time I interacted with like a robot coffee machine in a mall. And I already know it's just going to get like, people are thinking like cars now. There's cars in like some countries, like taxis, where they just the steering wheel is just going by itself, and like nothing, you just have to sit there. It's scary as hell, but from one point it's cool, less like human error chance, right? Because then everything is based on ones and zeros, but then it's also just scary that, like, if one line of code
it'll still take time. It won't happen now.
Yeah, but it'll
still be like 20, 30 years away. The way it's pacing, it could be
very
5
quick.
years.
It's very quick.
The way it's...
And we've just fully diverted our attention to that right now, that everyone's investing all their money into that, because everyone knows it's gonna be like, and it's just gonna make people in general lazier, because now your food gets delivered by Uber Eats. Your homework gets done by ChatGPT. What do you have to leave the house for? Okay, let's divert from AI. Let's talk about now like the future of this channel. Obviously, this is not like a thing where Deven's joining forever or anything.
Absolutely.
Like, that's not happening. This is just kind of like a bonus end of the year video. This is like, we've seen each other first time after 3 months? It was September, October, November, December. So it's been 3 months. And just thought it would be nice to do a little throwback. And I know this may not be everyone's cup of tea, but it will be hopefully a cup of tea for the OGs. Let's wrap it up by talking about the future of this channel. Like, where so far you've seen the last 35 weeks of uploads. You kind of know where I'm aiming to go in the future with this channel and stuff. How do you see it going? Do you see it happening? Like, what are we thinking?
I don't know, honestly. If you're gonna continue on this, then the way I see YouTube videos, they grow exponentially.
Yeah.
They don't grow like constantly. Yeah. So if you continue with this, let's say, I don't know how you I mean, I believe in you. You're gonna be very consistent with it.
I'm trying.
You're gonna be filming if you film every week for like 3-4 years. I do not see your channel being less than at least 5 to 10K subs.
Yeah.
In 4 years, I do expect you to be at like 5K subs at least.
Okay, that's fair.
4 years.
That's fair.
And I mean, it would be. I'd be very surprised if you don't get there if you're like filming every week. But when does it come to the point when you start hitting a creative like block? Like
that's also
you can't figure out what to, because there's only so many like things you can do with the resources you have.
Yeah.
And then one day you're just gonna be like, I've exhausted all my resources. What do I do now? And then you're gonna have to start finding a niche for yourself.
Yeah.
Because right now you're filming like as you go. Like you're not. You don't have a niche. There's nothing special that like you're specializing in. So you're pretty much filming reactions, but you're also gaming, but you're also doing like videos with the family, but you're also doing travel vlogs. So at one point you're gonna hit that creator block, and then you're gonna have to pick something. Yeah. That all depends on you. What you're gonna pick.
Like I do kind of enjoy that freedom. I feel like we had this talk through when we were gaming. I do kind of enjoy the freedom of not having a category. Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know why, but in my head, like when we had that talk, I was like, could I create that niche of you can just do whatever the you want? At the same time on YouTube, that doesn't really work, but it could be nice to create your own category as an up and coming YouTuber where you just do whatever you want. Then, because at the end of the day, I want people to watch me not because of my content, but because of me. You know what I mean? And people who would want to watch me, if you like a person or a content creator, just watch them with whatever they do. If they might be streaming Uno for 10 hours, but the next day they might be doing something really energetic and fun, right? At the end of the day, you still like the person for the person themselves. But obviously as a small channel, I can't really do that. And maybe I will have to do like a specific niche, but I feel like that would also put like constraints on me that like, I only have to focus on this niche. And I see that with like
picking that niche is going to be so important.
And like a lot of, I see like, for example, they're the gym influencers. There's only this little content you can like, I feel like that's one of the most dried out industries, because how do you make working out or something working out related, how do you make videos off of that for like what, 10, 20,
that's
30?
why people start selling courses and like making podcasts.
So that's why like bounding yourself to one kind of niche is kind of, for me, like don't really want to like commit to that, because I have fun just free roaming, but at the end of the day we don't know what'll happen, and we'll see with what happens in the future.
What are your plans after uni?
After uni, I still haven't thought about that. I'm hoping this works. No, I'm kidding. I'll be surprised if this works. I'll be very, very happy before uni ends. If you're wondering where my uni ends, it's like what, June of 2025 if I pass everything accordingly and everything is good. So I should be graduating in June of 2025, which is still 1.5 years away. So I'm at my halfway mark of my uni, if I think about it right now, which is quite crazy because I feel like I just started uni. If until then, if I'm able to stay consistent, that's going to be what, like 130 weeks ish. So that's like 130 weeks in a row that I've uploaded. If I do consistently do it.
Do you think it will start happening after 130 videos more?
I have no idea, because it can happen that like nothing happens for the next 5 years, but it can happen that like I upload a video next week.
So what are you thinking? What's your mindset? Do you try to be optimistic and not think about anything because this is your only plan, or do you start thinking, okay, I know you're not that kind of guy who doesn't have a backup plan, so you need a backup plan.
I mean, for now, it's like a very rough idea of what is my backup plan. But right now I'm trying to just focus on what's happening right now and divert my attention to that. But obviously I have speculated like, okay, what if this doesn't work out? Like, and I just stay at whatever, 140 subscribers to the rest of my life or whatever. Then at that point, I'm just like, because obviously I'll give it my all to make it work. But at the end of the day, there is a software algorithm that decides, and it's also the people's decision, right? If people enjoy me or not. Because at the end of the day, I can think I'm entertaining enough to watch, but if someone else doesn't, then that's no point. If there isn't, then probably we'll have to either work, get a job somewhere, and do this in the meantime. If my job lets me, I don't know if jobs let you do that anymore, or probably just come back here and just work at my dad's. And in the meantime do that. So those are kind of like the speculative answers I could give. But my main dream and goal would be to just make this work. Hopefully come back to this podcast in a couple of years and just laugh.
I mean, for me, I do hope that something happens so I can just be part of it.
Yeah. So you just get like 20% share or something. I started this. This is me. This is me. Yeah. But yeah, that would be that. Thank you so much for coming on and blabbering around. I'm surprised if someone is still watching until this point, because if you are, salute to you.
I'm like the deadest person to be watching on YouTube, so
but hope you have enjoyed this bonus episode. There was not really an intro. This was more of just us sitting down and just doing nothing.
There's a reason why this is a bonus video.
Yeah, it's gonna be either like midweek upload or.
But we are filming a very fun video.
Yes. So I mean that video is gonna come out before this, so we can talk about it. We are filming a Christmas. $1 versus $100. We have a plan for it, but we still haven't finalized it. If you haven't watched it, it came out on last Saturday. I don't know when you're watching this. It's gonna pop up somewhere on the screen, so make sure to watch that because that video looks extremely fun. It's cool as shit, and we still haven't filmed it because we're filming this first, and then you get the point. You'll see everything in the behind the scenes if you want to watch that as well in a couple of weeks. But that has been it for this bonus video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. You wanna do the outro?
We'll see you in the next one.
Not we, you're not.
Well, I'm not gonna see you in the next one.
I'll see you guys next Saturday.
Mimo, że ruszasz się pięknie i kiedyś cię poproszę o rękę, to serio proszę idź już na...